There is a high school football player right here in the great state of West Virginia that Neil Brown and his staff need to offer today. Who is it? Pull up a chair, sit back, relax, and I'll tell you all about it. What is up, college sports fans, fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Couz, and welcome into another edition of Couz's Corner. Pull that chair up. Let me serve you up this shot of top shelf college football content. On tap in this episode, we're talking West Virginia Mountaineers and the young 2024 recruit that West Virginia needs to jump all over before another team gets him away from them. Before I do that, though, real quick, I ask that you please subscribe to my channel here if you haven't yet. Trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. Please give me the thumbs up button if you like this video. Please share it out with your friends, and please drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this young man once you've had a chance to hear what I have to say about him and even watch a little film. So, as we get started here, I want to share his film with you. This young man's name is Eli Campbell. As you see here, he wears number 60. He's coming onto the field with his teammates here. And now I will show you some of his highlights. But Eli Campbell like I said, he's in the class of 2024. He's an interior offensive lineman. He stands 6'3" tall, weighs about 280 pounds. He attends Princeton Senior High School in the southern part of the state. Princeton's a AAA school. It's the highest level of high school football in the state of West Virginia. And he made first team All-State both his sophomore and his junior years of high school. That's a remarkable feat there. Hard for a sophomore to make first team All-State. And he did it 2 years in a row. He's really good in the weight room. He's a really strong kid, as you can see in a lot of these highlights here. Puts the guys flat on their back a lot of times, a lot of pancake blocks. Most important, and maybe even most impressively, or more impressively, has a 4.0 GPA, so he's great in the classroom, a really smart young man, very cerebral young man, which could come in handy at the position he plays and will likely play at the next level. Now, I'm a little biased on this young man, I have to admit, and for good reason, though. He's actually from my hometown, and one of my daughters, are actually classmates with this young man and has been since they were in elementary school together. They're actually pretty good friends. So, yes, I'm a little biased, and I would love to see this young man in the old gold and blue. And he actually has interest in West Virginia and has developed a really good relationship with Coach Matt Moore. Matt Moore has actually traveled all the way down from Morgantown to Princeton to watch this young man play, to watch him snap, to make sure he can snap the football, because it appears they could potentially be looking at him as a center, or at least want to make sure he can play center if needed. They want to make sure he's versatile. What's interesting about this young man, about Eli, is he grew up a Virginia Tech fan, actually. And I know for Mountaineer fans that sounds bad on the surface, but here's why, and it's a good reason. His dad, David Campbell, actually played offensive line at Virginia Tech back in the early 2000s. He also happens to be from here in the southern part of the state and went to school at my alma mater, Pikeview High School. And also, his dad is a current assistant coach on the Princeton Senior High School staff. So he's the son of a coach. He's extremely smart. His dad's a doctor, so he has great DNA, great intelligence, great athletic DNA as well, because his dad, like I said, has played at the highest level, knows what it takes to get there and to succeed at that level. Now, as you look at the film here, what I think are his strengths, he plays with a really high motor. As you can see, he's really good at getting to the second level. He can take on two blockers. He can shed a block and get right to the next block. Never quits on a play. Really like he plays with a little bit of an edge to him, like he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, and he probably is, because I feel like he's an under-the-radar recruit. He's a 0-star recruit right now. And I know that may scare a lot of you, but I really think he's very underrated. And I think if Coach Brown doesn't jump on this young man now, some other schools could potentially come in and take him away as he gets into his senior year, because he's a dominant player in the state. As you can see, he can throw these guys around like they're rag dolls at times. Very strong. Like I said, he gets to the second level well, a lot of pancake blocks, has really good hand placement. I like the way he gets his hands inside a lot, gets good hand placement on those defensive linemen so he can move them around as he needs to. And even though he's played guard through most of his high school career, like I mentioned earlier, he can't snap the football. So I think he could potentially play center at the next level, and I think that's where that high intelligence comes in. It's very important at the center position that you have a very intelligent person there. And now some weaknesses. Now, even though I'm biased and I can almost look at this young man and say he has no weaknesses, it wouldn't be fair to do that, because he does. Every player has weaknesses. So I wanted to touch on those to try to be as unbiased as I can. He doesn't have really long arms, and really long arms is really something coaches really look at in an offensive lineman because obviously with longer arms you can reach out and get a hold of that defensive lineman a lot quicker, a lot easier. Uh, he don't have to get as close to you, which gives them a chance to get position, but he doesn't have a long wingspan. And at times, in some of these clips, you'll see, at least in my opinion, he doesn't always get good pad level. As an offensive lineman, you need to stay low, get low pad level so you can get leverage up under these defensive linemen so you can move them back. If you stand up too tall, they can push you back. He can do that. He just doesn't do it on every play. I think he needs to be more consistent with it, but that's something that's fixable. The wingspan, not as much control over, but the pad level he can fix. And the only other negative is that he's played in West Virginia. And to some out there, West Virginia has, you know, lackluster high school football. But I disagree with that. West Virginia, we're just a small state. We don't have as many players to choose from. But we do have really good players here. And I think Eli's one of them. I mean, heck, we've got Wyatt Milam at West Virginia right now. He played in West Virginia. Doug Nestor, Zach Frazier, Dante Stills was a star in West Virginia. Darius Stills. There's been a lot of players come out of the state of West Virginia that have been successful at the college level, and even some of them went on to the NFL. So that could be a black mark on him is that he plays at West Virginia. But as you can see in these highlights, he's dominant at his position. He dominates players. Now, it might take him a year or two to be ready to play, get on the field at the Power 5 level. But I do think he can be a successful Power 5 lineman. Maybe not his freshman year, potentially not even his sophomore year. But I do think Eli Campbell has what it takes to play at the Power 5 level. And I think Coach Brown needs to jump all over this young man before somebody like Virginia Tech, who's also interested in him, somebody like Marshall, who's also interested in him, comes in and snatches him away. Now, I'm not sure if Marshall or Virginia Tech has made him an offer, but I am pretty confident West Virginia has not yet, and I hope they do. I really hope they do. Now, like I said, I know I'm biased, and it would really be really cool if this young man wore the old gold and blue as a native of my hometown. It would be really cool, especially now that I'm doing this. It would be really cool to be able to go watch him play and talk about him, maybe even buy an NIL jersey, stuff like that, and support a local kid. But that being said, I want to hear your opinion because you're not looking at this through biased eyes. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this young man. Do you think he has what it takes to play at the Power 5 level, or do you think I'm wrong on this? Do you think I'm looking at this with my biased glasses on? I want to hear your thoughts on it. Also, if you want to support my channel, you can do so financially a couple different ways. You can check out my merch store right now, Thursday, January 26th, which is the day I'm recording this video, through Monday, January 30th. You get 20% off all items in my merch store. You don't need a code or anything. Get it at checkout. So check out my merch store right now. Links at the top of my description box. Fanatics link in my description box to get your custom NIL jersey. You can get Dante Stills, Garrett Green, Nico Marchiol, Sean Martin, another local Southern West Virginia kid. It will go towards the player. They will get a portion of the profits. If you use that link, I'll get a small commission from it. And, hey, if you don't want an NIL jersey or if you're a fan of a different team, use that link. It gets you into the Fanatics site. And anything you buy from that point, I'll get a small commission from it. If you don't want that NIL jersey, just search for whatever it is you want, buy it while you're on the site, and I'll get small commission. If you want to support me absolutely free, you can do it the 4 ways I mentioned earlier. Like, share, comment, subscribe. All that helps out my YouTube channel. It gets the video out into that YouTube algorithm, gets it out to more people. It'll bring more attention to this young man named Eli Campbell, and it'll help me out too. Well, that being said, I really appreciate you tuning in to this video. Thanks for your support, and until the next one, Q Country Roads.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads.